Good early morning, DailyXander number 166. I'm still up from 165. I actually ended up going to Safeways. I ran there and I got 2 small pints of ice cream that actually has protein in it, legitimate amount of protein rather than just like a 2, 3, 4 gram pint of ice cream. So in that sense, it's a little better than just going straight up with the cheapest type of ice cream that I can get. It just has fully loaded sugar, and that's pretty much it. It still has a good amount of sugar in these. I think they're called Halo. I've shown them before on my DailyXander a long time ago. I just figured on my way back, I ran to Safeways, which is about a mile. So I figured on my walk back for a mile, at least I'll do a little talking, improv to whatever comes to my mind will be said. Right now I'm just looking at the camera and I'm seeing that light like what you're seeing right now. My head just blocked and it's back. And talking about brightness. And that brightness replicates the sun. The sun, I'll speak on topic-wise. The sun, I grew up in Alaska, 18 years in Alaska. I consider it sun-deprived. Small window of time, the sun is out. Yes, May, June, July, the sun is always up. That's what makes Alaska special. But then come wintertime, one negative aspect of Alaska is the lack of daylight. And I love Alaska. But once you have a taste, once you know what else is out there as far as weather in other parts of the world, when you're in Alaska come December, January, February, and it's extremely cold and dark, and you've done that for year in, year out, you just want to, and when I say you, I'm talking about myself, I just wanted to go somewhere where it's nicer year-round, longer, and you're able to do more. Just listening to some guys having a good time, just enjoying each other's company. Group of guys, group of friends. But yeah, that's what the sun reminds me of, going back to the lamp light that I was showing earlier. From there, it reminded me of the sun, and from the sun led me to talking about Alaska and being in Alaska for 18 years. And then going to Arizona, much warmer climate, but a part of Arizona that actually receives snow, which lots of people would not know that it actually snows in a portion of Arizona, primarily the northern part, or only the northern part, where the Grand Canyon is located, called Flagstaff, Arizona. In the song Route 66, Flagstaff, Arizona is mentioned in that song. Another part of northern Arizona would be Winslow, Arizona. There is another song, don't know the title of it, but it does make the reference of something about like a corner store or a corner, something on the corner in Winslow, Arizona. It's also in northern Arizona. From Arizona, I then went to Australia, another warm climate, southern hemisphere. It does get cold, but nowhere to the extent that Alaska will. And then from Australia, I'm here in Florida. From Florida, who knows where I'll go, but it'll definitely be somewhere warm again. Or if I do go somewhere cold, it'll be in the summertime of that location. For instance, Iceland. Going to Iceland when it's their summertime in June, and it'll be 3 days in a row of the sun. Depending on how far north I'm going, I think it'd be farther north than the part of Alaska I'm used to living in. So I would say the sun is going to be up for 3 days straight. At least that's how it sounds like. From the reason I'm going to Iceland is for a music festival. So a music festival sold it as it's a music festival where the sun never goes down. So it seems like that'll be the case. I'm going to an area of the world where the sun doesn't go down for the length of time that I'll be down there. So that'll feel like my earlier life, glimpses of earlier life for me versus the past 5 years. Although I have gone back to Alaska throughout my time in college in the summertime when I wasn't in school. The last time I was in Alaska, though, would be more than a year ago, so it would have been December of 2015. So a year and 4 months. Yeah, a year and 4 months. It's funny, while I'm talking, I am subconsciously aiming to make sure I don't say word pauses, being ums. Oh look, more light. Just a car. Reminding me of that sun, the precious sun. That's why I have such a strong appreciation and gratefulness for nice weather, and I'm always willing to do something outside, even when I'm in a concrete jungle, being Central Florida, Orlando, and I have no problem just walking outside for long distances at a time, long periods of a time, and as long as I'm out in the sun, it means a lot to me, because I know what it's like not to have the sun for a long period of time, and I can't imagine being somebody that's incarcerated and not having any sun exposure whatsoever, and not having any or limited social interaction. And those are two prime needs that humans certainly must have in order to have a strong quality of life. I mean, human beings are very social creatures. They're also creatures that need sun. That is for sure. A lot comes from the sun. It's interesting to think about in the DNA code of what would cause somebody to be either allergic to the sun or albino. Person that's albino, forget what they lack, but their skin's so white. Now, I don't know if that actually keeps them from being out in the sun, like they can't be in the sun because of how white they are. I think that's the case. They can't be in the sun. Huh. And lately, I would say, going from that thought that I just said to my next thought about human development and how I've been the past year or so, I would say the past year I've made even a stronger self-awareness of just really trying to improve myself and focus more on things that I know are building my foundation. Even really the past 2 months, coming around that term of my foundation, rather than just building upon things or taking and experiencing new activities, or let's just say new experiences that are going to benefit me in the future. Well, now I'm just saying that's my foundation. Building my foundation right now in my current life status. That's what I would say. If you ask me what am I doing right now with my process or the path that I'm on, building my foundation, which will carry on to bigger and better and unfathomable experiences. Is unfathomable a word? I'm going to say it is, just for the sole purpose of this improv speech, improv to thoughts, connecting current thoughts to future thoughts is what I'm practicing right now. This is all my accountability project practice while I am botching words in the process. But yes, definitely made a very self-aware, conscious movement in how I operate in the past year, focusing on improving my human development, my evolution, personal growth, my mindset, my perception, my perspective. All that tied into just becoming a enlightened individual, somebody who is very humble, appreciative, grateful, and in a perspective of just what's out there, and knowing there's no need to complain. It's a waste of time, waste of energy. No one's ever listening. Every second you spend either focusing on somebody outside of you and either what they have or where they're at is a waste of time, where you could be focusing on yourself and where you want to go and making those moves happen. Just thought I felt my ice cream melt. So yes, human development is very big right now for me, and what I am aiming to do, and that'll be a lifelong practice of continually evolving, continually improving upon my oneself. And I expect, and I don't want to just label it as is, this is good, it's going to be for life, but if you would ask me 6 months from now a question, and then you compare it to asking me that same question today, I would expect to have a different answer, no matter what the question is, based off of the experiences, the activities, the encounters that I make in the near future. And I think, at least for me, when you have a drive where you want to improve, and it seems like on a week-to-week basis, the hunger becomes even more, as far as I really want to grow myself in an extreme uniqueness manner through all different habits that I can grow upon, to really set myself apart, and a portion of it be getting me to where I'm a high performance individual. And everybody has their own definition with anything in life. So when it comes to being a high performance individual, what exactly does that mean? Well, right now, this current time and place in my mindset, for me, a high performance individual is one that has established, this is like the first cockroach I've seen walking on the sidewalks in a long time. Last one I saw was inside my apartment. So to get back to on my thought, for me, what a high performance individual means to me is somebody that has established and consistent ritual habits that are implemented throughout any different interaction, scenario, experience that has come across. And from there, they're able to pull the trigger, take action, not afraid to fail, take risks, and set unattainable, bodacious goals that have them aiming high to achieve things no one ever thought were achievable, is what I would say.